Okay, good day, my people. The lesson of the day or the topic as we will have it is still on trying to organize an accountability unit. The first thing that we have to do before we can move on, that has been evident to the major problems we've been facing in the struggle, is accountability problem, both on cash and also in attitude, and we have to get rid of it if we wish to go ahead. We are still working on that, and this time we have job to do, and it's okay that we are setting up a program with a contract at hand, which is exactly what happened this time between the mobbing and the UPP. So we can say between the Biafran people and the UPP. We have been taken for granted once again. We have been taken for a ride, but this time they say first fool no be fool, second fool na proper foolish. This is the second time. So if we allow it happen, if we let everything just go and say we want to continue by building what I don't know what it will look like without getting to the bottom of this very matter, we'll be making the greatest mistake. So the information is that we are digging in. We are going to get to the bottom of this, and somebody must pay dearly for at least playing with the brand Biafra this time around. There is nothing to promise at this point from me that what we are trying, the experiment we are about to go ahead now to implement, I can't promise of its 100% for functionality at this point, but I'm hopeful and I'm determined, because I believe in as much as the Biafran struggle itself, actualization of the nation Biafra has time, we have time to get a lot of other things correct. There is no need being in a hurry. A lot of people are doing a lot of jobs in different angles, some predictable, some unpredictable. We leave most of the things that is happening within this struggle to God, because we have tried our possibilities and we have seen how good our possibilities are, and we are still counting. We only pray that Nigeria doesn't completely fall apart before the time the Biafran people can get their own ass and in order. We pray that God will give us the wisdom from one group to another, from one individual to another, to come up with that binding force to make it happen, because we must get through. Like I've been saying, we have a 14-year program that is completely in line with everything that is happening right now. There must be the settling of the storm before the new rail will be laid. We have to build a complete new body of Biafra. That will be the new map, have to be negotiated in all capacities and in all levels, in all units, in all ethnicities. People really need to know what they are engaging in. People need to know what they want to partake in. Like Anika Brick says, You cannot get out from slavery and enter into another slavery. Nobody would like to do that, and we will not like people to force people into that. As we wish to hold our own people responsible for their unjust act and the shameful deeds, we also believe that other people are taking account and at the same time trying to know exactly what is going on in our camp. So we should be aware that there are eyes all over watching what is happening, and if we don't get it right within our own midst, it will be difficult for any of our outside brothers to believe in what we are saying, to be a part of this very union, and more especially without any adequate consultation. We will be fooling ourselves by thinking that the old Biafra map is the same map in agreement, in accordance today. We can very much testify to the reality that today there are people who were in those days of Biafra who want out now, and there were people who were out who want in now. So the map, that very geographical expression or the map will never be the same anymore. We really need to go to work to renegotiate our border with our friends and brothers, sisters, our neighbors. We should know who calls themselves our brothers and who calls themselves our neighbors. I know that everybody have hot blood now, especially the youths who their bloods are warm. They believe that Biafra is a thing that will come this year, next year. It is also good for people to live and have the faith and belief that keeps them going from day to day. We also know there are experienced men and women outside there who understands exactly what is going on and who can read from trade of events what is possible and what might not be possible. So at this point, it is important that we try to control our emotions. It is important that we focus on the ball, which is the goal, Biafra, our end point. It's also important that we know that irrespective of however it looks now, it is going to get worse before it gets better. The condition obtainable today in Nigeria is not a very smooth one. It's one somebody can also identify or classify as a bomb in the making. The noise coming from the east, west, south, and north in a country like that, the killings, the intimidation from one group or another, the hate songs, the outcries, the protests, and all the other activities, both the election, the vote and the no vote, all these confusions, all is a very big catastrophe in the making. And when it reaches a boiling point, it's only God who knows. And that is where we all need to put our knees on the ground and pray to God Almighty for what will befall the nation in a year from now or in some months from now. It is no secret anymore that the nation is on a boiling point, both from the west, the south, the north, the east. Like I've always said, when something falls to the ground, to the bottom, you should be happy because there's no more falling down. You only have to rise. And when something heats up to the highest degree Also, in a situation like this, we should be praying that this doesn't hit more than this, because we know now where we are in the situation of Nigeria is not the hottest degree. Let's believe that this boiling point will settle, will cool down a little bit. Let's start believing that this temperature doesn't go to the highest heat. Let's just believe that God will come to the remedy of Nigeria in general. Because when you're talking about a catastrophe in a magnitude where you have a population of 100 and some 80 million people, it is going to be disastrous. It is going to affect each and every one of us in one way or the other. And it is going to be an everlasting mark to some people, also in one way or the other. That is why it is important that we take time as we applaud every strategy that each and every one of the Biafran groups are taking out there, because right now it is important, like I've been saying, that we accommodate all strategies as the Biafran strategy. Some might be good, some might be bad, some might be workable, some not. But we have to understand that whatever that have befall us is ours. So whatever we are seeing, as long as you're a Biafran, you're into this struggle, whatever strategy that is out there from a group that you belong or a group you don't belong, is part of our strategy. It is your duty to represent that very strategy to the best of your knowledge. It is your duty to be able to calm people in the, to lead people in good directions when it comes to how you uplift any of these strategies. This ball is in our court. We have to make the best use of our ideas, our time, and our common sense. We want a Biafra that our people will be proud to live for Biafra and not to die for Biafra. We have accommodated a lot of debt for Biafra, and we believe that it's time Biafra pays us for good. And that is why we are not going to accommodate any more of all this kind of personal deceit coming from individuals that pretend to be one of us, especially when they in any way mingle themselves into the highest order of our struggle. We are going to make sure that we root such individuals out, and the earlier that we start showing example to such individuals in any capacity, in any level that we can, the better for us. If we can be on Chekwas Okorie's doorstep every morning, every night, if there are people who can always shame him as he rides across the road, no matter the city he's living in Europe or at home, because we believe that there are our people everywhere. We have our people who are living in all corners, and we also identify wherever each one of us are living. So if you are doing anything that is contrary to this movement, to bring this movement down, to betray this movement, to to squander people of their efforts through the name of this movement, we will believe that there are always people around you who will sort you out. And we are calling on each and every one of us to be agile and active at this time, to be able, not even myself should be free at any time. If you see me, I know a lot of our people, they know where I'm living. None of us can run away. We can hide, but you can't just you can run, but we can't hide. If you park to any place, you park from one place to another, there must be your brother who will know where you are living. So if people can go by any means, like the newspapers, our broadcasting networks, the BVI, the VOBO, I don't know, VOBI, the Biafra Voice of Biafra International, and other networks out there, the Radio Biafra. It is a duty that we owe ourselves. When you hear a thing like this, even if you support that agenda, political agenda or not, if you are a, a devoted Biafran in mind and you have the possibility, you have the mic, you have the media might in any way, be it on Facebook, be it in the newspapers, if you belong to this political movement or not. But if you're a devoted Biafran, if you hear a thing like this, what Chekwas did, it is your duty to pick up your weapon, which is with you, your writing abilities, your capacity, your broadcasting microphones, to send the message out there, to be a party to shame anybody who will indulge himself in such attitude. Because whatever happens, the Biafra you are looking for is the same Biafra we all are going to live in. And if we don't shame such people from all levels, in all capacities, irrespective of the group they belong, those same people must belong in the same Biafra that we all will be part of, irrespective of whichever group that brings that Biafra home, because Biafra must be. So we are calling on every Biafran man and woman. We are calling on the Supreme Council of Elders. We are calling on the Mobbing. We are calling on the BZM. We are calling on the RBL. We are calling on anybody who believes in the spirit of the freedom of Biafra to please take UPP down, to make sure that they don't see any light of day in Anambra State. We are putting on machineries here to hold them accountable, and we want you people to be part of it. We want you people to believe in it. We want you people to be a source of motivation to it. Thank you very much, and God bless you. One day we'll get justice. As of now, we don't have it, but we are working towards it. God bless you.